Right, so here we are, ready to set the Mantis up onto the riser. Now, there's no information in the packet about saying where you should and shouldn't put it, but if you load up the app and go into the settings in the help area, it then tells you that you should not set it up so that the USB port faces upwards or downwards. So what you need to have is you need to have the USB port either facing you or facing away, so horizontally. Now a good way to remember that is there's a Mantis logo on both those sides that should face upwards. Okay, because this spring clip is what's going to slide on. Now what that means is that when you stick it onto your riser, it's quite tough, but basically it's going to go in like this way round. So the grooves need to be vertical. So when you stick it on the groove to make the USB cable stick, face away, so they need to be vertical. So that would stick on if you were going to put it on your sidebar, something like that. So hopefully you can see that okay. So we could stick them on a sidebar like this, so we could stick it, don't forget that's going to sit on top of that, so let's not have that in the way of your sight, which I haven't got on the moment, my side pin, should I say, sight block. So think about that, think about this. This is probably the hardest part of the whole setup, actually, deciding where to put this. So would you either have it here on this side, because I'm left-handed, don't forget I'm looking this way, my arrow's going to be in here and my sight pin's going to be out here. Is that going to mess me up? If so, then I'd need to go on the other side of it, of the sight bar. But one thing I did think about then was, I thought, well, hang on, I don't always go fully extended. I do for most distances, but if I'm going 90 meters at the moment, I have to come 70 meters I'm fully out, but 90 meters I come nearly all the way in. So running it on the other side of this, I don't know how close I normally come in, to be honest, probably not that far in, but then if I turn it over, I'd probably be better off sticking it right near the front here on this side, over the top of those sort of SF graphics, or even really close up at the front here, if I was happy with that. So that was one position that I could have had it on. Now every rise is different. I mean, this Hoyt one has got a lot of cutouts on it, and there are not that many flat spaces on the bow, to be honest. Because once you stick this down, this is going to be a devil to get off, and you're going to have to then clear the residue and buy some more 3M tape and then try and stick it somewhere else. So other positions, and don't forget you've got to slide this thing on as well, so it's got to be somewhere, and we don't want the USB thing going high, so this has got to be sitting this way. So I mean, there is a space there. Obviously don't put it on the limbs, don't put it on the long rod or the stabilizers, because they're going to vibrate, so you want it on something that's going to be quite static, although, you know, the sight does suffer from a little bit of movement. So we could probably go on there, although I've got a ridge, bit of a ridge there for the edge of it, so I could, and I can't put it there because the USB would be upwards, so it would be that way around. So I could put it there and slide it on that way around, and then slide it on. So there's a position there for it on this riser. The other thing I've seen as well on some of the reviews is that people have actually put it there in front of the button, which is okay, but if you ever needed to get this quick release panel out, you would kind of have to sit it a bit clear of that really, which wouldn't give it 100% contact with the riser. So you could kind of come in here and have the block there on that side. So decisions. Does it either go there but not be fully flat? Do you put it on the stabilizer, sorry, on the sight arm, far enough forward that it's not going to get in the way if you bring your sight arm in? Or do we go back on the top there? That's kind of about it really, on this Hoyt riser, on this Factor riser anyway. Okay, I'm going to make a decision and go for it. Right, so I've decided. I was really not happy with putting it on the end of the sight rod in case you get a lot of vibration from it, plus I might be moving it in and out. I kind of like the idea of having it up here, but it was a bit angled up here and it wasn't that flat, so I've decided to go for it and to put it at the front, in front of the button there, but hopefully leave myself enough space where I can actually get to the Allen key part there in case I need to take it off or tighten it. It's always good to clean the bow with a bit of alcohol. I'll clean the whole thing now, thanks very much Mantis for this. Oh, I haven't cleaned this for ages, whatever. Just the rain cleans it normally. Right, okay. That alcohol should have just rubbed and cleaned off anyway. So I'm going to peel this off. Oh, it doesn't have smell, that alcohol rub. Off comes the sticky pad. Now let's just double check again. We want the USB cable to face in or out. Got to be that way really because the clip, otherwise I'm not going to get it slid on there very well. I should have it that way around. I don't think it matters which way around it goes. Just as long as you get these verticals going up and down, up and down. Trying to go close to the edge of the riser. And then I'm going to push down for 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, I won't count anymore. Has that been 20 seconds yet? I think so. More pressure. Still wobbling about a bit. Maybe that'll cure like it says. Okay. Great, so that is fixed on there now. So now what I'm supposed to do is leave that 24 hours while I am waiting for that to set before I use it. So we will do that. But what I'm going to do while I'm waiting 24 hours is I am going to fully charge this up by plugging it into the computer or something like that, just to get a charge into it so we can get it fully charged and then we can start to use it. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the app. So we need to go indoors on that, for that on the computer. Hi, so here we are back indoors. You can see in front of me I've got my phone screen up, and basically I'm in the Android Google Play Store or App Store. So if we just search for, there it is, I've got it already. If we search for Mantis Archery, now you can see there's a couple down here. There's obviously one for shotgun, one for pistol and rifle, and one for archery, which says is installed. So you want the one that's here for archery. So basically I've already got it installed, but basically what you do is you would install it there, and then once you've installed it you'll be able to open it. Okay, so we've opened up the Mantis app. This is what you'll see if you're not connected to the dongle on your bow. So you can install this app anytime you want and have a quick look at it, or install it before you make your order, before you get it, just to have a look at it. So I haven't created an account yet. I haven't done anything. This is just basically the app as you'd install it straight onto your phone, in any way you wanted to. So you've got the training area here, which I can't use because I'm not connected. And then you would go into your history section here, which will show you all of your sessions, which you can filter by as well. You wouldn't obviously get anything in here until you'd actually used it and done some shooting through the training. There's a group section where you can actually sign in with Facebook, or once you've signed up, you can sort of shoot with people you know or shoot against them. And then this is an area that I wanted to draw your attention to, which is the settings area. So this is quite straightforward to use, but you've got recurve or compound in here. So I'm shooting recurve. Then we've got left-handed or right-handed, and then we've got the mount direction. Now that means, what I'll do is I'll bring this up. It means basically if it's forward, that means the USB charging port is facing towards the shooter. Or if it's backwards, the USB charging port is facing away from the shooter and down the range. So that's quite easy to work out once you've put your dongle on your bow. The mount location is basically the direction of the green power light, which way that's pointing. And it says that you can, in training, you can verify that whether when you're moving your bow up, down, left and right anyway. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, after that we get to the target and distance section, which is quite interesting. Basically under here it's all in meters, so I've set it to 18 meters at the moment for home shooting. Obviously you can go all the way up to 90 meters. Then you can get to choose your target type. At the minute there's 4 in here, so I have chosen this kind of field type, even though I was going to use like a Worcester black and white target outside, or you could go for the standard sort of target. And then finally your size, I've set it to 40 centimeters, but you can go to the full outdoor size or a smaller kind of indoor size as well. So you need to choose all those things as well before you start. And then something else I wanted to bring your attention to was this instruction guide on here, which has a lot of information, a lot of useful information on how to use this. Everything from attaching it, like I talked about in the other video, to how to turn it on and off, how to charge it. Obviously I charged it now overnight, or I left it on. Basically it's really good color coordinated actually, so green's ready to go. If it's flashing green and it's on your computer, it's fully charged. If it's orange, then your battery's charging, and if it's red, then your battery's low. So that's a pretty good sort of red, amber, green lighting system, easy to remember. And it's got some common questions about attaching it to your bow, deleting sessions, that sort of thing, multiple uses for people, what happens if it's not connecting or it won't calibrate. But I love this one at the bottom here. I'm getting too good and people don't understand why. Basically it says don't tell them about it. Don't tell them about Mantis X. You want them to think you are invincible. You're the invincible source of your shooting perfection. But anyway, yeah, buy them one. But I love that comment at the bottom there. Let's hope it does improve my shots. Right. Okay, so we'll have a look at the app once we've signed in, created an account, and actually got some data to show you. But that's kind of the basics of it now.